There are so many Shrikants coming. Please rename yourself.
And did we inform Pankaja about the meeting ID and passcode?
No, that's what, whoever is registered, they will get the same invitation. That's what I'm thinking. It's not the way.
Yeah, can you please give the meeting code and passcode? I mean, meeting ID and passcode.
Meeting ID and password.
Meeting ID I have. I need passcode.
No. ఇది మనకి లింక్ వచ్చింది కదండి, అందులో పాస్వర్డ్ రాదు, ఇంకా ఓన్లీ లింకే వచ్చింది ఇండివిజువల్ రిజిస్టర్ చేసుకుంటే. ఇప్పుడు ఈ పాస్వర్డ్ చెప్పాలంటే సందీప్ గారే, ఆయనే చెప్పగలరు. ఎవరు? ఎవరండి?
పాస్వర్డ్ దీనికి EFGHN ఉంది కదా, కెన్ యూస్ ద సేమ్ వన్?
ట్రై చేయాలి సాయి ఒకసారి.
I'll try.
Yeah. Hi Rishika, very good morning. Here we have two Shrikants. I don't know, could you please, there are three Shrikants. I will rename the Sainas one. Okay. There is one more Shrikant. Please, whoever joined, please rename yourself, please. Is it me too? Both are me? Okay, is it working, Sai?
Yes, it is not asking any passcode or the password to join, so Pankaja can directly join. I'm asking her to join.
Okay, very good. Here I'm a bit confused. Here two Shrikants are there. One is Sai. You are the one person as a Shrikant name.
Yes, I don't know why
you joined with my link, right? It is the same link.
Yeah. Even I joined with Toastmasters Ujjwala's link, so my name showed Ujjwala. That's why I renamed myself.
Oh, really? Acha.
I am going to give host rights to.
Okay. Shrikant, okay. Anyone of you anyone of you please share the link in the group, in the WhatsApp.
It is same. Whoever is going to join the yesterday's link, it is the same link.
Ria is unable to join the meeting room.
Okay, so no need to give any passcode and all. Only give the meeting ID.
Yeah. I do not have a meeting ID. I would need a link again.
It is there in the group. The link is I have posted already in our group. It is there.
Right.
The link is there.
Pankaja, apologies, Pankaja. There is a small confusion with the link.
Yeah, no. It's fine. It's difficult to organize. I realize that. I know.
Okay, fine guys. You can keep the reminder post in all the groups that we have already posted about the meeting.
Sure. It is and it is confirmed that the registration link, whatever they have received, they will be able to join with that link.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Very good. Sai, could you please take control for another 10 minutes?
Yes.
There is a function going on. Okay.
No problem.
Occupied with the full of relatives. I will back.
No problem.
Thank you so much. Ujjwala, thank you. I will back in 10 minutes.
Yes, Shrikant.
Hi, Pankaja ma'am. Very good morning.
And
Hi.
Ria, are you able to join?
Yes.
Hi, madam. Hi, Ria. Very good morning.
Hello. Good morning. Yeah. Sign up.
Are you able to join with the meeting ID alone, or is it asking for any password?
No, it was not asking for any password.
Wonderful. Great. Then there is no problem. You can simply give put a reminder message in all the groups in which you have already posted about the meeting.
So we have to share the new ID with them.
It's not the new one, Ria. Again, it's the same one. Just ask them to join through the same link what they have joined yesterday.
Understood. There are few people in the waiting room. Should we allow them in?
Yeah, please allow them. And can you try making, okay, why I'm not able to see them? Yep. Please allow people.
Good morning, Kameshwari join.
Hi, Kameshwari. Good morning. Okay. Anyways, I
Morning.
am disabling the waiting room since they're allowing all people.
Sure.
Zoom Master Manisai Dheeraj, I am making you as the host. Okay.
Sure, Saina.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
So I can see two logins here, backup Zoom Master and Zoom Master. I'm making Zoom Master as the host. Is it fine?
Yes.
Yeah. And you make me as the co-host. And the timer, would you like to check the timer presentation? Or you just inform the trainer about the timings in the chat box?
I will be sharing the timing on the required timestamps on chat box with the presenter directly.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Hey, Havini, a timer. When do you want to show the green card? So what are your plans?
Pankaja ma'am, we were actually thinking that because it's a 25-minute slot, we
Yeah.
thought 20 at green, 20, 21 and 22. So that you can wrap the last 3 minutes, you can use that for
Okay,
Davida.
right. So 20, 21 and
22.
25. 22.
Yeah.
So it's a 25-minute slot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do it this way. If we all are happy with that. See, I would like to have the Q&A after that. Okay.
Yeah,
so
sure.
At 25 and show the red.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, ma'am.
So it's like, so 20, 22, 25.
25. Right. Works. Time up. Bhavini, please note the timing. Yeah, she's good with it. Thank you, ma'am. Sure, we'll do that.
20, 22, 25. So I'll try to finish as early as I can so we can have more of questions and
Q&A.
answers.
Perfect. Yeah. Ma'am, we'll just give 2 to 3 minutes of buffer time because we are
Sure,
having an
yes.
issue with the link, and then
Yeah.
we can go ahead.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And you can hear me all well from here.
Yes,
sir?
you're audible and you're visible.
Okay. And when I ask any questions, please, if the others don't respond, you please answer. And okay, so I need your support for that.
We will do that. All the role players, please feel free to answer.
Yeah. So unmute. So we'll have fun. So that's
Yes.
how it's going to be.
Sure, ma'am.
An exuberant morning to all our versatile dynamic leaders, passionate Toastmasters and guests. My name is Rishika Multani, and I welcome you all to this humorous speech contest educational session wherein we are all set for some new learnings. I would like to begin the session by stating the club mission. We provide a supportive and a positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. As a sergeant at arms, let me share a few guidelines which I would request everyone to follow during the day. This is going to be an engaging and entertaining segment, so it would be a good idea to stay away from your phones so that you do not miss any action. Some rules to be respected during this educational session are: please avoid from leaving or joining the meeting in between as it disturbs the meeting flow and the speakers. In case for any reason you get dropped off, you'll be allowed as we have enabled the waiting room. Please ensure your audio and video are off while rejoining. All attendees must mute their audio at all times unless instructed otherwise. Do not share your screen unless asked by the host or Zoom master. Please use the reaction button often to encourage the speakers on stage. Please ensure that any noise-making devices around you are kept on silent so that they do not disturb the meet. To do the same, you have 10 seconds. Thank you. For further proceedings, I hand over to the presiding officer of the day, Toastmaster Ujjwala.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rishika. Good morning and a very warm welcome to each and every Toastmasters here and the guests. I really thank you all to joining us in the Sunday early morning. I know Sundays are always a days where we rest, but Sundays can also be very productive with some educational session. As the contest season is very near, we can't take any chance. I know people will be preparing everything and we would definitely need some guidance in preparing. And today we have our test speaker Pankaja ma'am who will be helping us in guiding things. I would thank you all again for making yesterday's event, ESA education session, a wonderful thing. And I would also request everyone to please join in and enjoy the session today. I'm sure humorous speech session is one area where I'm looking forward to improve myself, and I'm really looking forward for this meeting. I would really thank, and I would, without further ado, I would like to give it to our MC for the day, Toastmaster Ria. Over to you, Ria.
Thank you so much, Ujjwala. I hope I am audible and visible. Thank you.
You are.
Before starting, I would like to share a real incident with you. Recently, I took COVID vaccine, and after a few hours, my body temperature started increasing. It reached to 102 degree Fahrenheit. The only thing I did was to sleep. But even a time came that I was so tired of sleeping. So I started sleeping in slots. After every 20 minutes, I would be awake. And after every 5 minutes, I would go to sleep for 20 minutes. It did not matter what I was doing. After every 5 minutes, I am asleep. Once I was writing a message on WhatsApp. The message went on for more than 5 minutes. I went asleep while typing. After 15 minutes, my friend called me and said, Ria, what are you typing for last 15 minutes? Okay. Now, there might be two things that are happening. You thought that was humorous, or you thought that was the worst joke I ever heard. Either way, you know why I am here and attending this session, to learn to add more humor or learn some hacks to add humor in our speeches. Humor helps to connect with the audience. It helps to make the speech more lively. So without wasting any further time, I would like to share the agenda of the meeting. First, we'll have the Q&A educational session followed by a Q&A session. Now, let's begin with the first segment. Before starting the first segment, I would like to introduce a positive and lively trainer, Toastmaster Pankaja. Pankaja, when I didn't know you well and I saw you laughing, I thought, is Pankaja mad? This was what Pankaja's classmate Latika said to her in class 7th. Pankaja then thought of doing something serious in her life, and she became a Commonwealth scholar and did her PhD in public policy from the University of Birmingham, USA. Then she became a Ford Foundation Fellow and seriously did her research at Johns Hopkins University. Then she joined Toastmasters and seriously became the first runner-up at District 98 Humorous Speech Contest 2021. Please help me welcome the zestful Toastmaster Pankaja.
I'm seriously honored to be invited at your session. And if you can hear me, please clap twice. Lovely. Now, a question for you. If you were to walk away from this session with a formula that you can use for a humorous speech, a serious speech, or an angry speech, will you be happy? Yes. And if you were to walk away with a formula which would help you in contests and also beyond contests, would you be still happy?
Absolutely.
Yes. Wonderful, then we are all in the same game. Now, this formula is given by Craig Valentine. Now, if you don't know Craig Valentine, he was the 1999 world champion of public speaking. Now, Craig says there are 9 C's, and if you were to decode storytelling, it's all in those 9 C's. The first C is curiosity. First C is curiosity. Now, how do you do that? A couple of ways. If I were to tell you, have you ever disguised yourself? But have I caught your attention?
Yes.
So I use a question for that. Okay. The other way I can say, on January 16, 1941, on 32B Elgin Road, history happened. Did I catch your attention?
Yes.
You did? Yes. So I just gave you as much to give you a reason to join me on my journey. So there are various ways to do that. One is by asking a question, and second, put the sentence in a way which will intrigue you a little more. So first C is curiosity. Second C is circumstances. That is the setup. In a movie, now let's say the movie is about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. And the first shot they show you is of this Elgin Road. And there's this big house, yellow house with green windows. It's all dark. All the rooms are dark and quiet. And one room in the back of the house has a dim light on. Is that enough to make you feel interested? And slowly then, they take you to that one room at the back of that house. So I used around 3 sentences. So it's on the Elgin Road in Kolkata, this big house, yellow house with green windows, all dark except that one room at the back of. So that is the circumstances. So you lay out the setup or the circumstances to your main plot of your story. And then perhaps I may add that in that one room, one young man was putting on a disguise. And I stopped there. So that is my circumstances. So we started with curiosity first. Second is circumstances. The third C, Craig Valentine says, is characters. Now, if I say that at the stroke of midnight, 2 young men, one in disguise and the other much younger, they quickly went down the steps, entered a car with the young boy at the wheels and the young man at the back in the seat. They were Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and his nephew Shishir at the wheels. So what have I done? I've introduced how many characters? Unmute. 2 characters. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and his nephew Shishir. Now, Ujjwala, if I were to ask you, why is it important to have characters?
So that we can understand better, we can imagine more better when we have some characters, and we'll always try to relate. If in a story, if there's someone telling a character, we can try to relate it. So that helps us in imagining and connecting with the story.
Absolutely, absolutely. You are on the dot. Yes. So now we know the characters is the third C. After characters, the fourth C is conversations. Now, Ria, why do you think you need to have conversations among characters?
Conversations help to understand or relate to things better.
Okay, yes, they absolutely, they help you to understand better, and also they help you to elicit emotions. Now, if I were to tell you, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and Shishir were in the car and they were going very fast. And then after a while, they were going very fast and they absolutely reached the Gangtok station. Now that's more of a report. Now, article, a report. Now here, imagine a movie. In a movie, you get to know about the romance, about the tragedies, all through conversations. Have you ever seen Shah Rukh Khan come on the screen and say, I love this girl. She is in the first year and I want to marry her. And the problem is that her father doesn't understand. He is trying to look for this rich guys and I hate him and I don't like him. So have you seen Shah Rukh saying all this to you like this? No, he'll go to the girl and say, I love you. But only if your father had a bit of sense. He'll say in his own style, but he'll talk to the girl, he'll talk to the girl's friend, take her support, he'll talk to his brother, take his support. So all this we get to know that he is in love with this girl, not by he telling us that I love her, but he telling these other characters. So we get to know the emotions through conversations. That's the technique we also need to use in our speeches. It's a speech, yes, but then the purpose of any speech or story is to elicit emotions. And for emotions, the powerful tool is conversations. So if I go back to my Netaji story and tell you, Netaji with his nephew at the wheels were in the car and Netaji said, Shishir, fast, fast, fast. Did you feel the momentum? Because we showed the conversation between the two characters. So let's go back. First is curiosity. Second, circumstances. Third, characters. Fourth, conversations. The fifth, and that is the hook of a story, it is conflict. What's a conflict? Two opposing forces. And why do you think it's important for the story, Sainath? Why is the conflict important?
To get the plot.
To get to the plot, okay. One more answer. You're right, Sainath. One more answer. Bhavini.
To build the story further.
To take the story further. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'm looking for something else. Okay, Kasturi, do you want to try?
Conflict also results in curiosity, the first point we talked about.
Yes, absolutely. Who said that?
It's Bhavini.
Bhavini, yes, Bhavini, yes, yes.
Sensation. To create
yes.
sensation.
Yes, yes, yes. Now, in that, let's say I tell you that in the Netaji's story, he says fast, 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 and Shishir speeds the car, and they go and they see a police patrol van at the front. So are you now more intrigued? So Netaji is in disguise. He's trying to run away. It's a police car now. So here's a conflict. Two forces. And as you said very rightly, now the audience is more intrigued. Now what will happen? Now will he escape or will he be imprisoned? Okay, so that is what happens. So as you see, any movie, they'll have as many conflicts. So he'll die, the hero will die, hero won't die, the father will die, he'll die, she'll die. Why? Because they want to add these conflicts. So once you have the conflict, it's called the hook of the story. Your audience is at the edge of their seats now. And the more you escalate the conflict, the more they are almost about to fall off. And that is the interest which they have in your story. So that is the conflict. So we started off with curiosity, circumstances, characters, conflict, conversations, conflict. After conflict happens cure. What's a cure? A cure is C-U-R-E. If you have a pain, you have a cure. So if you have a conflict, you have a cure. Now let's say that in this story, Netaji and Shishir, and they see, so it's the story is a fiction, okay, from my head, so it's not a real way how it happens. Now let's say that they see the petrol van, and then Netaji thinks, well, that's fine. Whether they catch us or not, I'm doing my best. I'll be happy to die for the country. So why fear? So Shishir, go on. Let's still go. So that's something, it's a conversation happening in Netaji's mind, and now they decide to do something. So a cure is more of what happens in your head. When you are at that height of conflict, you think of something and you decide on something, and that is the cure. And after the cure, what happens is the next C is change. There is some change in the characters now, and that is the outward change. So for the other characters, they see the outward change in the character. So that's the change which happens. So let's say that now Shishir is now even more calmer now after Netaji tells him that, and now even with the police van over there, he still very calmly drives the car. So that is the outward change which happened in that young boy. Okay, so we started off with the first. The first was curiosity. Second, circumstances. Third was characters. Fourth, conversation. Fifth, conflict. Sixth, cure. Seventh is the change. 8 is callback. So now Netaji, they went past the petrol van and they didn't even realize who it was in the car. And Netaji slides back in his car and in a seat and says, oh, well, in my entire life before, I'd never put on a disguise, not even in a school drama. Now, when I use the word disguise, were you now familiar with this word?
Yes.
Did I use the word in the beginning of the story?
You didn't.
I did. So it's a callback. So this technique is you plant the seeds in the beginning of your story. And then as you move along in the story, now you call back to them. So your audience exactly knows to what you are referring to. So that is an important tool. It's called the callback. It's not for any other purpose, but just to help you to prove, to emphasize on the point you want to emphasize upon. Okay, so let's say the C's now: the curiosity, circumstances, characters, conversations, conflict, cure, change, callback. 9th is called carry out. Carry out, as you carry out from a restaurant. So it is something which you, not you, but your audience will carry out after your session. So it is something which you want your audience to think or feel after your session. So you as the speaker or the writer or the author has to plan what you want your audience to take away from this session. So that is the carry out. That is the message, and that is the key as to why the audience is going to spend those 20 minutes or whatever with you. Okay, so we have the 9 C's in place. Now the floor is yours. Please unmute and shout the 9 C's. Come on, the first C.
Curiosity.
Excellent. Second C.
Circumstance.
Circumstances. Third C. Characters. Fourth C.
Conversation.
Yes, conversations. Fifth C.
Conflict.
Sixth C.
Cure.
Seventh C.
Change in character.
8th C.
Call back.
Call back. 9C.
Carry out.
And oh my
Call to
God,
action.
you are so wonderful. Please give yourself a big round of applause. See, you learned it all. Excellent, excellent. And it's all because of the magic formula by Craig Valentine. Okay. Now we have this 9C is very clear. Now I'll tell you a story. You may have heard the story before, but as you hear the story, think of these 9 C's at the back of your mind, and then we'll come back and see. Now we'll see whether you can identify the parts and map those with the C's. All right, all set for the fun? Great. Pankaja, you are so skinny. What's wrong with you? That's my neighbor. Leena, laughter wala. She doesn't understand the pain of a skinny person. My not so skinny friends tell me that to gain weight, they just have to walk past a cake shop and smell the cakes. And they gain weight. It's that easy for them. And I can eat the whole cake shop and still lose weight. Do you know what I have to do to lose weight? Nothing. Just sit on a chair and get really stressed. I can get stressed about everything. I was born stressed and skinny. Friends, in my culture, skinny means unhealthy. People think your parents eat up your share. My mom and dad kept feeding me. They gave me buffalo's milk, cow's milk, goat's milk. They gave me such expensive medicines, yes. Allopathy, homeopathy, sympathy. End result, nothing. My neighbor said, Pankaja, if you don't gain weight, the strong winds will blow you away. Strong winds. Don't strong winds have any other work to do besides following me everywhere? Some grown-ups are so annoying. A few years later, my doctor, Dr. S, said, Pankaja, your height is 5'1". Your minimum weight is 50.5 kilograms. I started chasing 50.5, and then my aunt said, Pankaja, don't worry. Just follow this simple home remedy. I'll tell you. Take 5 apricots, 4 dates, 6 bananas, 1 cup of milk, 5 raw eggs. Put everything into the mixer. Drrr. Eat this every day. 6:33 a.m. I guarantee you will gain weight. And I lost weight. My waist shrunk and my blue trousers said, buy me a belt. Everybody was complaining about my weight. Neighbors, doctor, aunt, and now my trousers. To put all this aside, I thought of doing something, of writing my first book, My Fabulous Failures. I was so upset that week. I failed to write a single word. My failures got even more fabulous. And then I thought I should do something, try out something new. And then I see this brochure. Naturopathy, drugless way to gain weight. I told my friend, Preeti, you are so positive. I've signed up for this naturopathy course. I'm supposed to exercise, eat twice a day, fast once a week, and then I'll gain my optimal weight, 50.5. Pankaja, you will gain weight by fasting? Yes, when you fast, you rest your digestive system. Your system becomes stronger and you gain your optimal weight, 50.5. I did the naturopathy basic course, the advanced course. I worked well on my book. I felt happier. I felt heavier. Then one evening, on the way back from work, whom do you think I met? Leena Laughterwala. Pankaja, you have gained, not gained, you have lost even more weight. Leena, are you trying to lose weight? You want to lose weight. I want to gain weight. Give me some of your weight and then we'll both be happy. That night, I was back on the scales. Before the course, 46.5. After the course, 50.5, 50.5, 50.5. 42.5. But I was happy. I even laughed with Leena. You saw that. I could laugh because I had worked well on my book and I felt 50.5 inside. That drowned the pain outside. You may have some Leena Laughterwala's pain around you. Fight the pain outside by finding what makes you happy. Feel 50.5 inside and drown the pain outside. So the story ends here. Okay. So now it's your turn now. So let's map the 9 C's. First C, yeah, thanks. So I see the claps. I acknowledge that. Thank you so much for that, for your encouragement. So now I want you to unmute yourself and answer. So clap and now unmute and answer the questions. Okay. All right. So first C is the did you see a curiosity here in the story? And what was it?
It was at the beginning when someone was laughing. So that made a curiosity that who was laughing at whom and why.
Okay, so it made curious. Excellent. Second is circumstances. So where do you think were the circumstances? Or what were they? Kavita, come on. Have I put you on the spot? It's fine if you came in late or something. All right. So, Ria, circumstance. Yeah.
So it went was when you were so thin, and your doctor said that your minimum weight should be 50.5.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? You are right. So anyone else wants to take a shot? Kamaleshwari, do you want to take a shot?
I'm just thinking if it was right or wrong, but just guess, Pankaja.
Yeah,
I think the circumstance was also, yeah. Can I lose weight or not? That was the circumstance in the situation.
Okay, all right. Yes. And also in the beginning, when I said, that I was born skinny, so I'm telling you how I was born. And I was inherently skinny and all of that. So that is a part of my setup. Okay, so great. Yes. So first we covered the curiosity, second circumstances, and third is characters. So who were the characters in the story?
Leela.
Mrs. Laughterwala.
Okay, Leela Laughterwala, yes.
Your doctor.
The doctor.
Doctor, yes. Kamaleshwari, yes, right.
Then you yourself as a person is also a character.
Pankaja, Kavita, yes, absolutely third, yes.
And you're
Your
very
aunt.
talking to yourself.
You're
Your
very
Where? My aunt, yes, Ria, my aunt, my trousers, yes. So we have these many, absolutely, yes. So now we have the characters, and then comes conversations. So were there any conversations among the characters?
They were.
They were, okay. Now tell me if you can recall.
The first
First-
conversation was about, Alina asking you about your weight.
Great.
And
yes.
what was the, why were you losing weight? Then the second
Yeah.
conversation was about between you and the doctor.
Okay, yeah.
And then, of course, with you also reciting about your experience about your aunt worried about your weight.
Yes, yes. And the neighbors as well, right?
Correct.
So in a conversation, now if I have my aunt or my neighbor and now I don't have to verbally to respond always, right? So if I'm angry, typically we just do this, right? And in life. So even expression is a kind of communication. So even that is a conversation. You express it through your face. So it's still a conversation. Great.
Verbal and
on the dot.
non-verbal. Yeah.
Yes.
The verbal and non-verbal.
Verbal and non-verbal, both are included. Yes. So after conversations come conflict, hook of the story. So what was the conflict? Manisai, you want to try? Wow, it's rhyming. Manisai, you want to try?
currently as a Zoom master. I'm trying to claim my Zoom host.
Okay. All right. So I put you into a conflict, right? So you were focusing on that, and now I asked you to sort of trying to divert yourself. Bhavini? Okay, now, anyone? Conflict, yeah.
Conflict was when you were trying to gain weight.
Yes. And the opposing was happening. So I'm trying to gain and I'm losing weight. I'm trying to gain, I'm going to lose. So it's a conflict. Absolutely, yes. So after conflict comes.
I had just a thought about conflict.
Sure.
Can a conflict also be about why are you not gaining weight? You were like, everybody is behind your weight. And why is it I'm not gaining weight? It's a conflict of thought.
Absolutely. Yes. So it's, as you said, on the dot. So it happens in two ways. One is your own conflict, and that's a turmoil which you go through as a person in your mind. And the other thing is what people tell you. So people tell you something and they are right. No, the way it happens in life. So you go more and more down because of what people tell you. Yes, conflict. And then comes the cure. CURE, cure. So where was this cure?
The cure was when one of your cousins suggested to drink that apricot raw eggs mixture.
I would say the cure was when you actually thought that gaining weight was not main concern, but you becoming strong and answering it back to Leela.
Exactly. Yes. So that was a cure. Yes. So a cure is something which happens in the mind where you change your perspective. So you have a challenge. Now, it's not that always you'll be able to overcome that. You try, but sometimes you can also change the way you look at things, at the problem. The problem is there. It's a fact. Now you have to change. So that absolutely, you're on the dot, Ujjwala. Yes. So that is the cure. So it happened here in my head. Now, what was the change? Did you see a change in me after that?
You were happier and healthier.
I was happier and healthier. Yes.
Not affected by what people were saying.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
And
Ria, yeah.
physical change was that you even lost more weight.
Yes. Okay. So yeah. All right. That just happened. I couldn't help it, but that was in the outside world. But then the change happened in me in a way that that the way I saw it. So I was happier. I was healthy. Yes. So you saw the change. So we covered the curiosity, circumstances, characters, conversations, change, cure, and then we have a conflict, cure, and change, and now we have callback. So were there any callbacks over here? Yes.
Leena laughter while coming to you and saying again.
Once again, right? And she laughs. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Anything else? Any other you saw?
Talking about your weight. Your weight
Weight, yes. Kamaleshwari, yes.
Yeah, I was just thinking a callback is also about you didn't care what happened. You know, end of the day, your state of mind, being physically and mentally well was what you
Okay, yes. So
probably looked at.
it's a contrast. Okay? So,
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. And the last C is carry out. So what was your carry out now from the story?
No
Be
matter
to
what.
yourself.
Lakshmi, yes. What was it?
Self-esteem is more important, ma'am.
Sorry, contentment. What did you say?
Self-esteem.
Self-esteem is more important. Absolutely, yes.
Be
Anything
yourself
else?
irrespective of what comes your way.
Okay, great. Yeah. Be happy, keep yourself happy. It doesn't matter what and how people say. Great. So we learned about the 9 C's. You told me what the 9 C's were, and then you saw a story and you also applied all the 9 C's. So wow, so that is great. So the purpose is fulfilled. So can you now apply this to any story? Humorous, angry story, serious story, crime, any story specimen, right? For a contest, for a keynote, anything, anywhere, a presentation, corporate, you still can do it. These 9 C's are universal, right? So now the floor is yours. We'll have questions now. So timer, how are we doing?
Toastmaster Bhavini.
Yeah, sorry, can you come again?
I said, how are we doing time-wise?
So yeah, we had completed the 20, 22 and 25-minute mark.
Oh, we have. Oh, I didn't see any cards. I'm so sorry. Okay, so then you tell me, can we take any questions? I didn't see any cards. Okay. I'm so sorry. So
We can take questions, ma'am.
okay, fine. Come on now. Now it's your time to to rag me, right? So see if you can trouble me. See if I can't answer your tough questions. Come on, try.
I have a quick question for you, Pankaja.
Yeah,
I wanted to know, in all these conversations, is it important to use all the 9 C's or just pick few of them based on the situation?
Yeah, very good. Now you can't force all of the 9 C's all the time. So if it happens, you can weave in, very good. If not, it's fine. But that's kind of the ideal thing. Right? You have to have a framework to help you. So that's there.
Got it. Thank you.
So those who haven't spoken, Kavita, you have some question in your head, some really tough. Come on, ask me.
My question is how to improve my humor, because I am very bad at humor. I know all 9 C's are going to help me.
Yeah.
But even after your session, I'm still in doubt.
So very good. Yes. So see, if you can hear, it's a vegetable selling vendor, a passing man. Now that's the humor. What happens? Okay, so she's saying a bangan hai, aloo hai, pyaz hai, de hai, wo hai. She's going here. I'm saying 9 C's are very important in life. So what the champions say, what a comedy is? Tragedy plus time is comedy.
Okay.
Tragedy. If this was a contest and if she had passed by saying aloo hai, bangan hai, oh my God, I would have lost a point somewhere, right? So that is a tragedy now. But 2 years down the line, I will laugh at that. Oh. And I'll uncover humor. So tragedy plus time is comedy. Mm-hmm. And is there anyone who never has any tragedy in life? Any failures in life?
I don't think so. There are
right? Some. So if you don't have tragedy, so if everyone has tragedy, for everyone, a time will happen after the tragedy. Then tragedy plus time is comedy. Now you have to uncover that. So the champions say, go back to that part of your life, your darkest part of your life, which you didn't want to go back to. Dig there. And there is the gold mine. pick up the gems from there and now work on them.
Okay, I have another question. So
Before that, if anyone else has a question, so then we can come back to you, Kavita. Anyone else? Shrika, you had spoken, huh?
I have a question.
Okay, yeah, Ujjwala.
All right. So, like you said, when you want to choose a story, try to bring on the tragedies situation and try adding humor. So the main concern of me when I am thinking of giving a humorous speech, which I'm really not good at, I just get confused what to choose. Again, think of tragedy, what would be, lot of confusion to choose a story or a situation. So can you help me out there or give me some tips on that?
Yes. So the tip would be, you don't have to have in one speech all of your stories. You have do 100 speeches. Who's stopping you? But for this one speech, use one theme. So decide the point which you want to, but it's very difficult. I struggle all the time. So I'm here talking to you as a friend. I struggle every day with that. It's a struggle, so I know that. But this, so tell yourself, Pankaja, Ujjwala, for this one story, I want to make this one point. So now to prove that point, to convince my audience about that point, which stories do I choose? That is the formula.
All right.
And tell yourself, you'll have some years in life now to use your other story. So don't be so greedy, Pankaja. Use just one and keep quiet. Okay, and do the other stories for your other. I see Bhupesh's hand up. So Bhupesh, yes, question. Please.
Yes, hello, good morning, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, my question is, I loved your Laughter Wala character. She is so funny. The way you start with it, it makes everyone engaged and everyone feels connected to you. So I wish to know how it came into existence. Is it a real lady or is it created one? And how you came up with such a wonderful character?
Yeah, it always evolves. I'll be honest. And it's a fact. People laugh at me being skinny because people typically, and those who laugh are those who are trying to lose weight. And they say, oh, you have lost even more weight. So people laugh at me. Now I just clubbed all of that into one character. Right? Because I can't say, oh, then Ram laughed at me and Sham laughed and Sita laughed. So my entire 8 minutes will be only on who laughed at me. So I can't do that. So collapse and condense into one character. And now you work on that one character.
Thank you, ma'am. And I was yes. And I am traveling on train, and I was writing my script for the humorous speech, and I just went to YouTube and saw your humorous speech at the district level, and then at district 98 page, I got to know that you're also conducting a workshop, and I just joined in. So I feel blessed, and everything seems to be connected currently. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Great, thanks, and have a nice journey, Bhupesh. Safe journey.
Thank you.
Omkar, your hand is raised. Yes.
Yeah, so there are actually a couple of questions, Pankaja. First of all, thank you so much for the enthusiasm. I have seen you standing throughout the day and you still are so energetic. I really want, if God has given me one chance to take a wish, I would take the energy from you.
Oh, wow. Not from the stage, not from me. All right, yeah.
Great. So my point is, if you notice, my voice is a little bass, and it suits very well for commendable, jokes or commendable speeches. Wherein when I try to even crack jokes in my team, also there are people who will be like, they don't understand that it is a joke. They don't understand it's a sarcasm. They think that I'm actually scolding them, or they think that I am very serious. And that to this digital world, when we don't have our cameras on and in our office meetings, if I crack a joke, they think that I have fired or them or something like that. So how can we handle this?
Wow. Now, I think many of you are thinking the same way as I am. Use this to your benefit. Use this to your benefit. See, I think many of those great players that we see, players on the stage, they use everything to their benefit. So if they have a mannerism, so you may say that with a very pan expression, with a very flat voice, which I may not be able to do it. Use it for your benefit. So have a character. So if it is a speech or a keynote address, so have a character like that, who's thinking of laughter, and the audience is like, because they don't know it's supposed to be a joke. So play on that more.
Okay. Okay, good.
So anything negative about you, don't look at, capitalize on that, leverage that, use it for some purpose in your story. And there'll be at least 2 people in the audience who would be able to relate to what you said, because they are like you, or they know someone who are like you. And the connection will happen. So be authentic, just be that way. Have a character who's like that in your story.
There is a follow-up point on this again.
Okay, but before that, if someone else has any question, if you have, just shout, because otherwise we go back to Omkar. Okay, so I don't see any takers. Okay, Omkar.
Yeah, so here I tried using some kind of intellectual jokes. I did that as well, so that people will understand. But it seriously happened that after the meeting is done, they realize that it is a joke. So how can we handle these kind of situations as well? There are so many situations that happen.
Yeah. So when I lost my club my first club speech contest, I thought it was so funny, and I was the only one laughing inside, and no one laughed in the audience, and I lost absolutely. So that happens. It's a fact. Now they say that a person on the stage is like a scientist. You know what a scientist does? They experiment in the laboratory, right? They keep trying every day, and then they get the result. It's the same thing with us. Try out. Call up your friends, tell them. Call up your family members, tell them. Do that until they say enough, Omkar. We've heard you. So until you hear, and then you catch new friends and new family members and do that. But it's testing.
Thank you so much.
So Bhupesh, you had another question, and then perhaps it can be our last question, maybe. Yeah. Bhupesh, or maybe he is now in the train and you won't be able to. Okay, so the last question is still there. So if anyone wants to grab that, any last question? And we are done. Okay, everyone is happy. So all set for your contest now. We'll do a great job. Yes, absolutely. And now we know it. Great. So thank you so much. It was my pleasure. Really honored, and thank you. So back to the MC.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prajakta, for that amazing session, and thank you everyone for those brainstorming questions. So now, wasting no further time, I would like to call on the Division E Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Kavita, for addressing and giving the certificates. Please help me welcome the Distinguished Toastmaster Kavita.
Thank you so much, Ria. And thank you so much, Pankaja, for a wonderful session. Today, I got little confidence to start working on my humor with your 9 C's. And I hope all the members, whoever joined today's session, about 35 now I am seeing, but there were 38 to 40 members in the room who got at least out of 9 C's, they might have got 5 C's to start working on their humor part. So soon in the humorous speech, I would like to see all the contestants practicing about these 9 C's and working on their humorous speeches. Thank you for your enthusiasm. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your time and also sharing all your energy to, or spreading your energy to all of us. Thank you for that session, Pankaja. And as I mentioned, I'm very poor at humor. I was actually looking at Omkara sharing his experiences. I have got the same sort of experience wherein people used to see at me when I crack a joke. I alone used to laugh, and then they used to understand, okay, she cracked a joke, now we have to laugh. That was the situation many times. So now I'll start working on, maybe I'll come back to you, and I'll try getting more inputs from you in person, so that at least 5 to 10% of your energy as a humorous speaker, if I get, I will definitely be benefited in my speeches, in future speeches. Because every time I give a speech, people say that you have given so much of message. We are missing humor. That was the evaluation that every time I get. But now I try to add humor also in my speeches. Thank you so much for your session. And also about the question and answers, definitely they are going to help each one of the member whoever joined, because we are heading towards our contest. Maybe club contest is near, but I would definitely say all the best to all the contestants who are planning to go till the district. We have our district champion, and definitely whatever she delivered today is going to help you all. Though I have heard your speech in district level contest, today I felt again I am hearing that speech afresh. It is like that for me. And one simple question: how do I lose my weight? How did you lose your weight, and how do I lose my weight? Is my last question to you. And
so as I said, for me, it's just an inbuilt, it's the USP. God made me that way. So I don't have to work at it.
I was same that size when I was in college, and I lost few of the opportunities because of my less weight. So I tried multiple times to gain weight at that moment, but the entire thing is now showing up after 15 years of time. So,
Yeah. Great. So yes.
Thank you.
All the best for everything. Yeah. For your future journey, everyone. See you. Bye-bye.
Shrikant, are you going to share the screen?
Ma'am, I did it, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Pankaja, for your energy, enthusiasm, and your patience. You have shared so many things today, and those are helpful not just in your in our humorous speech contest, but also in regular speeches also. Thank you. Please accept a small token of gratitude from all the leadership team of Division EFGHN. Thanks a lot for your time and also your efforts in making all of us get few seeds out of you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yes. Bye-bye. Yeah. Thanks.
Rest of the certificates, can we go ahead with that?
Yes. Thank you, our FGHN cluster Zoom master. Because wherever I go, I am seeing this person as a Zoom master. Thank you, Manisai, for your time. I'm seeing you putting all the efforts to make sure all the members who are speaking should be on spotlight, and you're making it 100% work. Thank you once again, and please accept a small token of gratitude from EFGHN leadership team. Thank you. Now, our Sergeant at Arms, who set the stage at the right tone with the right intention, and make sure everybody got the intent of the session today. Thank you so much, Rishika, for taking Sergeant at Arms role and setting the stage. Please accept a small token of gratitude from all leadership team of Division EFGHN.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much, Timer, who kept all of us making sure maintaining the timings for today's session, and we are on time today. Thank you, Bhavini, for your time and your efforts for today's session. Please accept a small token of gratitude from leadership team of Division EFGHN. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And next, our MC, with all the energy, trying to beat Pankaja's energy. But I know it is not possible. You tried your level best. and all the very best. Congratulations. Once again, please accept a small token of gratitude from all the leadership team of divisions EFGHN. Thank you so much, Ria, for taking up the role and making sure you delivered it well. And thank you. I would like to mention a special person who is taking care of the entire session, not just during the session, but making sure everything is set before we start the session. Thank you, Toastmaster Srikanth, for making all the arrangements and taking care of role players and making sure there are so many Srikanth Matsats in the meeting today. I saw 10 Srikanths and single-handedly you are taking care of the entire session. Thank you so much for your efforts, and also please make sure next time we should not be seeing any other name except Srikanth, right? Thank you. Thank you everyone for taking time and attending this session. I tried a joke, except Ujjwala, no one laughed. I know this is going to happen.
I understood your humor.
Okay, thanks for that. And now let me hand over the stage to the leader who is behind this session and making sure everything is going to the members of EFGHN cluster. Our PQ cluster chair, Lasya. Over to you, Lasya.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining the session. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Kavita, for addressing the gathering. It really means to have a lot. I'd like to highlight two names here. Actually, I was in a family emergency, and this show wouldn't have been possible without, obviously, Ujjwala and Srikanth. They have been putting this show together, and I was not available. Ria has been the backbone of this entire show yesterday, today, writing the scripts, and she really helped us a lot. I have to mention one name in specific, that is distinguished Toastmaster Sainath Gupta. Without him, I don't think I would have bought the trainer here. I was unable to reach her, and it was only him who could get her down and ensure that we have the best of the best here. So I would like to acknowledge all of you for putting this together. It wouldn't have been possible without, at least if I missed one of you. So this is a teamwork. We did this together. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Lasya, but I did not get my script here. You missed me.
Okay, don't practice HSC. This year you can't contest. Next year we will try, okay?
That means I have got something out of this session. So I'm able to crack a joke. Thank you so much, Lasya, for that. Okay, now let me hand over the stage back to our MC, Ria. Over to you, Ria.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Toastmaster Kavita, for the certificates and for the vote of thanks. I would like to now give the stage to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Srikanth.
All right, Srikanth. Yes, Srikanth is here. Go ahead, Srikanth.
Hello all, thank you all for your participation, and I would like to thank you Pankaja ma'am for giving the wonderful humorous speech. This is the second time I am seeing a speech. It's really fabulous. Thank you so much, ma'am. And I would like to thank all the division directors and all the role players who are taking this whole 2 days of the education session on your shoulders and make it successfully. Thank you so much for that, and thank you, as last time mentioned, thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Sainath, for taking up the responsibility of today's meeting and make sure this very successfully. And last but not the least, my both Toastmaster colleagues, Ujjwala and Lasya. It is really because of you both people who are putting the efforts, and from last way we planned this very short notice of these meetings, and you people really did a fabulous job. And thank you so much for you both. And I would like to congratulate and heartfully congratulations for all the participants to join this meeting and enjoy this meeting as well. Thank you so much, and over to you, EMC. Sorry, over to you, Sajita Tam, for closing the meeting.
Thank you so much. It was indeed a wonderful session today. I would like to thank Pankaja ma'am for giving her time and being a trainer for this incredible humorous educational session. I would also like to thank all the attendees for joining the session and making it a huge success. Our next episode of the education session will be on 4th September. That is Evaluation Speech Contest episode 2. So see you all there for some amazing evaluation tips. Thank you so much.
Before ending, can we have a screenshot?
Definitely. Can even see on the video. Srikanth, we want your video on.
I will not switch on my video because I have Omkara. He'll put my nice pictures.
Yes, you are being very, very smart. Yesterday also you did the same thing. Come on. You want to see some, animated one. Not only the picture there. All right. We'll adjust like this. Who's clicking it?
I will do it. Taking in 5.
Zola, you didn't hear what I said. I said I will not switch on my video because I have Omkara in my team. He'll crop nice pictures of mine and put them in place.
Yes, can actually.
Photo is done. Thank you.
No, we'll do one more.
Right. Taking in 5, 4, 3, 2, and done.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. Thank you, Kavita.
Thank you, everyone. Tomorrow, next Saturday, again, 11 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. we have our episode 2 of evaluation workshop, and we will have a different trainer who will speak about evaluating in a contest perspective and will be discussing the ballot as well. I request all of you to leverage this opportunity and see you next week, 11 a.m.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Congratulations.
Please stop the recording. Someone please stop the recording.
Yeah, sure.